Hùng returns after a long business trip. But can he heal the wounds in Hoai Ca's heart? Or is it too late to fix things? This holiday will love truly be the key to help their family overcome their struggles? Or is it just a fragile hope? As Hùng takes Hoai Ca and Tony on a trip, will this be their chance to rebuild happiness, or just the final spark that will extinguish all hopes? Will this trip bring a new beginning for their family, or will it be an ending full of regret? All these questions remain unanswered, and the unfolding events of the story will keep you on the edge of your seat. Don't forget to subscribe and like to stay tuned for what happens next. The holiday season is just around the corner, and Hùng decides this will be the perfect opportunity to spend time with his family. Hoai Ca, along with Tony, will be his companions on this trip. Despite all the challenges they face before Hùng wants to create beautiful memories for his family, whether big or small. This trip isn't just a regular vacation. It marks the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Hoai Ca and Tony are thrilled when they hear the news. Together, they prepare for the trip, shopping for new clothes and picking out the essentials. Hung's love and care for the two of them make the atmosphere even warmer. Even though they've been living together for quite some time, these moments still hold a special charm, making them feel like a real family. It's a long trip, but with each other's company, everything seems so much easier. The long road ahead feels shorter as they chat, sharing their thoughts and feelings. Although they're not officially married, the bond between Hùng and Hoai Ca is as solid as a real home. These steps, though not officially recognized, are still full of love and connection. The trip started to get really exciting as the family stopped at some amazing spots along the way. Each stop was an opportunity not only to explore new sights, but also to grow closer as a family. Hùng took the family to a large forest where clear streams flowed and towering ancient trees stood tall. Hoai Ca, with her radiant smile, and Tony eagerly ran around exploring every corner of the forest. Hùng, though tired from the stress of work, couldn't hide his joy as he watched Hoai Ca and Tony enjoy these precious moments. "This place is so beautiful, isn't it?" Hoai Ca said, her eyes full of happiness. Hùng smiled and nodded, replying, "For you and Tony, everything becomes amazing. I just want to see you two happy." Tony kept running around, excited to discover everything. He sat down by a stream, scooped some water in his hands, and said, "The water is so cool, Mom. It feels like we're in a totally different place." The whole family sat by the stream, chatting and enjoying a light meal they had prepared. Hoai Ca looked at Hùng and Tony, feeling the warmth of these simple moments. They weren't just a family in name. Their bond had survived all the challenges and hardships life had thrown at them. "This has been such a wonderful day," Hoai Ca said. "Thank you for creating such beautiful memories for our family." Hùng looked at Hoai Ca, feeling content inside. That was the most important thing for him. "I want us to always have moments like this," he whispered. The trip continued, with more exciting stops. Each place they passed became a cherished memory. They visited villages, tried local dishes, and strolled through untouched beaches. Every leg of the journey brought Hoai Ca, Hùng, and Tony closer together, sharing happy moments and overcoming life's challenges side by side. "I'll always remember this trip," Tony said, as the family sat watching the sunset. "Because here we have not only the beautiful sights, but also our family." Hoai Ca and Hùng exchanged smiles, feeling the bond and love between them growing stronger. Even though they weren't officially married, no one could deny that the love they had for each other was deep and unwavering. Despite the challenges they faced in the past, this trip became an opportunity for Hoai Ca and Hùng to feel their love and connection more deeply. They weren't just a couple. They were best friends, life partners who had shared every joy and sorrow together. Their bond grew even stronger with each moment of this journey. One evening, while the family was enjoying dinner at a seaside restaurant, Hùng gazed out the window at the waves gently crashing onto the shore. At that moment, he felt how lucky he was to have Hoai Ca and Tony by his side. Though they weren't officially married, the love and understanding between them had overcome all barriers. Hoai Ca gently placed her hand on Hung's, her eyes filled with gratitude. "You know, since I met you, I've never felt alone. You've given me hope and faith in a better future." Hùng looked into Hoai Ca's eyes, his smile the most sincere response he could give. "I feel the same way. No matter how tough life gets, I will always be here for you and Tony. I want to do everything I can to make our family happy." They all raised their glasses, laughing and enjoying the joy of being together. Tony, sitting between the two adults, had bright eyes and a wide smile, as if to say he had found safety and happiness in their loving arms. After dinner, they strolled along the beach, leaving tiny footprints in the sand. Hoai Ca and Hùng talked about their plans for the future life after this trip and how they would face challenges together to build a more complete family. They didn't know what difficulties might come their way, but in this moment, they felt that anything could be overcome as long as they were together. "You and I will create a better future for Tony for our family," Hùng whispered. "I believe we'll go all the way together." Hoai Ca looked at Hùng, and the empathy in her eyes spoke volumes. They both moved forward, walking with faith and hope for a future not only better, but also filled with love. The three of them stopped at the beach where the gentle waves rolled in. Tony gazed out, watching the waves rise and fall, then said, "We'll always be a family, right?" Hoai Ca and Hùng exchanged a look, silent but smiling, and that smile was their answer. The love in this family, though not officially recognized, was deep and strong. They would continue to build their relationship, no matter how many challenges life would throw their way. Finally, the trip was coming to an end, but the memorable moments this little family had created together would never fade. Hoai Ca and Hùng felt that their lives had entered a new chapter, one full of hope and dreams for a brighter future. Even though they weren't officially husband and wife, they both felt a deep bond that was undeniable. One morning, as they sat together, enjoying breakfast on the balcony of a seaside hotel, Hoai Ca suddenly gazed out the window, her eyes full of thought. She felt that her life was undergoing a big change. Hùng, who had always been by her and Tony's side, had become an essential part of her life. Noticing the thoughtful look in her eyes, Hùng gently asked, "What are you thinking about?" Hoai Ca turned to him, a soft smile on her face. "I'm just thinking about our future, about what's ahead for this family. I know, even though we're not officially married, you and Tony are everything to me." Hùng placed his hand over hers, his gaze tender. "I feel the same. I'll always be by your side, building a strong home with you and Tony. Nothing can tear us apart." Hoai Ca felt the warmth in Hung's words, And she knew that though the road ahead would never be smooth, with him by her side, every challenge would become easier. Together, they would face all the difficulties and build a happy family. After breakfast, the family continued their journey home. Throughout the long ride, Ly Hoai Ca and Tony talked about the future. They made plans for their next trips, imagining a full life where love and connection would always be the strong foundation. The three of them laughed, looking at each other with eyes full of faith. They didn't need a marriage certificate to feel the love and deep bond they shared. Even though they weren't officially married, they were already a family. "We'll always be together." Tony said, his eyes shining. "Nothing can tear our family apart." Hoai Ca and Hùng looked at their son, and they knew their family would remain strong no matter what came their way. As the car neared their home, Hùng held Hoai Ca's hand, looking out the window with a soft smile. "I'll always do whatever I can to make this family happy." Hoai Ca turned to look at him, her eyes sparkling. "Thank you for everything." And so they entered their home, where love and hope would always overflow. And each day would be a new day filled with happiness and love.